do it.
industry plans that failed. Artists that were obviously picked up by labels as an attempt to get in on a dying trend. But a lot of people wanted to see me talk about some successful industry plants, so I decided to do
Let's
it.
do
However,
it.
the issue with this topic is, depending on how you define it, really any artist signed to a label could be considered an industry plant. And in my last video, I had some pretty strict guidelines, but for this one, I'm just going to be looking at artists that a lot of people call
Get the
industry plants, and
eyelash.
we're going to see whether or not these accusations are true. Also, I just want to clarify a few things, make a couple of rules for this video. First of all, I don't dislike any of these artists, and I don't use the term industry plant negatively. I think all of them make good music.
Okay. Industry plant as in, like, I signed with a label early, it's cool, like, because that's the whole point of signing with a label, right? To get some money behind you so you can actually blow up because you're a good artist, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't say industry plant is the worst connotation you could really have.
But I also think it's really interesting to see how a lot of these people got their start in the music industry. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to use a much more broad definition of the term industry plant, and that definition is the one that Google promotes, which is artists who have only just started out in the industry, established a small fan base in the depths of SoundCloud or Bandcamp, and are then picked up by a major label and groomed to be a star. With this definition, a lot of artists could qualify as industry plants, and honestly a lot of popular artists could, which is why I'm not a huge fan of the term in the first place, because these days it's pretty rare for independent artists to just blow up completely organically. But I'll touch more on all of that later, so let's get into the video.
Spices.
In the comments under my last video, Ice Spice was probably the #1 person mentioned, with tons of people calling her an industry plant. And it's kind of understandable, seeing as how her huge rise came out of seemingly nowhere, so let's look into it. She didn't start rapping until 2021 when she was in college. During her freshman year of college, she met the producer Riot USA, and they eventually started making music together. However, before even making music, she first went viral on TikTok and Twitter for a video of her doing this TikTok trend. After that video went viral, she released her first ever song called Bully Freestyle in March of 2021, and she continued releasing music. She utilized TikTok to promote her music, and it definitely helped with the types of videos she was posting. Most of her early music was produced by Riot USA, and make sure to keep his name in mind going forward. Anyways, in August of 2022, Ice Spice released the song Munch, which, as we all know, absolutely blew up. It was released on World Star, and it was played on radio stations like Hot 97, and it was going majorly viral. Interestingly enough, before this song even released, Drake tapped in with...
Look, I got a Drake video out there, man. Look at Drake, all the DMs again. So, I mean, y'all do with that which I will.
Ice Spice and told her he was going to play her song on his radio station. The DM was supposedly leaked, but that has raised some suspicion from people who think it was intentionally leaked as some sort of label promo strategy. Drake also mentioned her On the Radar freestyle, which was a freestyle that she did with On the Radar Radio. And it is somewhat interesting how she was getting all these connects with media outlets before her major blow up. But it is also possible that they were just tapped in early and they were enjoying her music. Anyways, about a month after Munch released, Ice Spice signed a record deal with 10K Projects. Following her viral song, she released Bikini Bottom, her debut EP with the song In Her Mood, and then later released the song Boy's a Liar Part 2 with Pink Pantheress.
A banger too.
That's how I've been saying her name this whole time, Pink Pantheress. I don't know how you actually are supposed to say it, so let me know if I'm correct down below in the comments. More recently though, she released the song Princess Diana with Nicki Minaj, which also...
Ice Spice got 2 songs that I actually think are bangers, which I don't think she's like a terrible artist if you go for like what her niche is. Like, she's a little bubblegum pop rapper. Like, she's gonna make fun songs. If you're going for that, like, she's great, bro. Like, what do y'all think? Like, I think she's the Pink Panther song and the Munch song. I didn't like the She's in Her Mood song though, but y'all let me know.
Went crazy. So like I said, it is understandable why some people may see her as an industry plant because she just has been going insane recently, but she did sign after her viral song, so she can't be a plant, right? Well, after I did some digging, it's a little bit more complicated than that. There have been a lot of industry plant comments floating around about Ice Spice, but I haven't seen one with any actual proof. Most of it is just people hating, saying she probably slept with someone in the industry to get to where she did, but again, there is no evidence for that. If you look at the comments on YouTube videos or Reddit posts, it's just baseless accusations mixed with hate. But from the digging I did, I found a tinge of possibility that she is an industry plant. The producer Riot, who she worked with on the majority of her early music and most of her music in general, has some industry connections. He said his mom used to work in the music industry. I'm not sure what she did and if she still does, but he also said his dad is DJ Enough from Hot 97. DJ Enough is known for being Biggie's road DJ and also helped promote artists like 50 Cent, Kanye, and Future in their early careers. So with all the connections Ice Spice had early on, it is indeed possible she had some help from some people that she knew because of Riot, especially since her marketing has been so amazing. It's either she's a genius when it comes to marketing her music, or she had some help behind the scenes.
I don't even think she's a genius at marketing her music. She just marketed herself well. Like, in the Asian industry, like Instagram and TikTok, like she blew up without music. She blew up just for being herself and looking good. So you know what I'm saying? Like she does put herself out there in a good light, as far as like from thirsty dudes to oh I want to be her. Like she's her. Let me listen to her music. You know what I mean?
However, like I said, she did also sign after her original blow up. We also don't know who her parents are. She did say her dad was an underground rapper, so it is possible that they may have some connections there. But again, we just cannot say for sure. So, do I think that Ice Spice is an industry plant? Possibly. I wish I had a more clear answer, but there just is not enough information. I do think it's entirely possible she had some connections to help her get on World Star and other media outlets to promote her music, or it all could have happened organically because of TikTok. We've seen this more and more recently, so it is very possible. As far as I'm aware, there is not enough solid evidence to call her a plant, so please stop saying it so confidently online as if you know what you're talking about, because you very well could be wrong.
I like this take. Hey, subscribe to my channel. We trying to hit 1K.
You guys okay out here?
Try not to have ass no more. Help a brother out. Ian Dior. I don't know.
Ian Dior is an artist that began.
I'm gonna just tell y'all right now. He didn't play any Ice Spice music, so I don't think he's gonna play any Ian Dior music. I don't know any Ian Dior music. So like y'all put me on some songs in the comments. I can look them up, but y'all let me know what his banger was, I guess.
Blowing up like crazy in 2019 and has seen massive success since then. I've heard his verse with 24K Golden probably a million times in the grocery store I used to work at, so that's how you know you've made it. But because of his massive blow up, many people have accused him of being an industry plant, so much so that he named his first album Industry Plant. So, are the accusations true, or did Ian Dior just get very lucky? Well, let's look into it. Ian Dior began releasing music under both the names Lil Rock and Olmo in 2016. He said his first song received 10,000 plays and he decided to keep releasing music. He put out a ton of different songs and was even in a collective called Classic Kids. You can actually still find some of these old songs on YouTube to this day, and they are pretty decent, and you can tell that he has a really good voice and lots of potential. He even released a whole project called Dance with the Devil, I believe under his alias Lil Rock. You can still find videos of him talking about his music or with his friends and old tweets in the deep abyss of the internet.
That was nice.
End of the summer? End of the summer. Everybody's gonna know who Olmo is, I promise you. Everywhere.
Anyways, in 2019, after releasing a ton of music and making a few industry connections, Ian Dior was discovered by Internet Money, and they helped him with his image, changing his name from Olmo to Ian Dior. Supposedly, before this, he had around 300,000 plays total on SoundCloud. His old image was wiped from the internet, then he released a handful of songs, and his second song, Emotions, absolutely blew up, then the others followed suit. I remember around this time finding him when he only had a few songs out and a PNB Rock feature, and I was pretty surprised he had all these plays, a PNB Rock feature, and was just going that crazy with so few songs, but since I liked his music so much, I didn't really care enough to question it. After Ian Dior's explosive growth in his first month or so of releasing music, he immediately began getting called an industry plant. Someone spearheading the Ian Dior industry plant movement was a YouTuber named Progress, a guy who basically just covered artists who were industry plants. He made a video about Ian Dior which blew up and had tons of people talking about him being an industry plant. Progress pointed out how Ian Dior was a month into releasing music, had very few followers, and hardly had any plays on YouTube. However, he had hundreds of thousands of plays on SoundCloud, and all
them SoundCloud bots, man. If anybody can put me on, I'm gonna be a rapper.
All of his songs were on multiple promotional channels. On top of that, Ian was weirdly being heavily promoted by FaZe Clan and other affiliates of FaZe like Nelk and Alyssa Violet. The promo did seem a little bit fishy, but it is also possible they just really enjoyed his music. He pointed out that, like I said, he was working heavily with Internet Money, and 2 months into his career signed to 10K projects. This became such a big deal with all the accusations that Taz Taylor, the owner of Internet Money, had a very long beef with Progress, and Ian even named his first album Industry Plant. The reasoning behind this title was provided by Taz, who said, "If people want to focus on bullshit instead of the music so bad, we'll call ourselves it so you can't say it anymore and you're forced to just take the music for what it is." And honestly, I thought this was a pretty decent plan, because if you're saying yourself, hey, I'm an industry plant, I don't really care, here's the music, listen to it, and then the music's really good, most people just won't care. To summarize everything in a simple sentence, Internet Money somehow found Ian early on, helped him develop his image and style, and then proceeded to blow him up and sign to a label. But if you're not familiar with Internet Money, that's exactly what they're known for. They find small artists with promising talent, so they help develop them and blow them up. They did it with Juice WRLD, Lil Tecca, Ian Dior, and recently have been working a lot with.
So Internet Money putting him on, really. He really the plant. He the plug for the plants. Shout out
Yo,
Internet
Kenji.
Money.
So like I said, Internet Money just found Ian really early and just kind of helped develop his style and his image, and then they helped blow him up. So do I think that Ian Dior is an industry plant? Well, by the definition that I provided for this video,
Definitely so.
yes. But do I think that he was talented enough to warrant the assistance of Internet Money? Of course. I love his music, so shout out to Ian Dior.
No idea who this is.
So one of the biggest and most recent artists to receive industry plant accusations is Clairo. Following her breakout success with Pretty Girl and her massive success afterwards, it's pretty understandable.
Am I not tapped in? Like, y'all are these really big artists, or am I just like, because I'm not on TikTok like that. I'm on TikTok, but I ain't on TikTok like that. I'm on Instagram. I got Apple Music. Am I not locked in? Am I just missing big artists nowadays? Am I old? That's probably the answer. Anyways, leave me alone.
Why so many people think she's a plant. It also doesn't help that her dad is a fairly wealthy guy with connections to the music industry. But personally, I'm not so sure she's an industry plant, and here's why. So Clairo began making music at the age of 13, mostly just recording and performing cover songs. She continued posting covers and original songs on her SoundCloud, YouTube, and other platforms for a while. She put out multiple EPs throughout 2014, 15, and 16, slowly growing her fan base. She also posted YouTube videos of her playing music, and in the description for Changing, she said, "Wow, just realized how many of you actually watch my YouTube videos. A lot of you have been asking where my other music is, and you can find it on my SoundCloud." So she clearly wasn't very known or very popular, and she definitely wasn't being marketed by a label. However, everything would change for Clairo when she released the song Pretty Girl. In 2017, it began to go viral, and she had a huge influx of fans that went back to check out her previous work. However, it was shortly after the massive success of Pretty Girl that people would begin to claim she was an industry plant.
Man.
So people found out that Clairo's dad was a man named Geoff Cottrell, which I just learned is pronounced Jeff. How do you say Geoff? He's a marketer who had worked with Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola, Starbucks, and Converse. He currently is the chief marketing officer at Topgolf. Because of his high positions, he's very obviously wealthy. He was even behind Converse Rubber Tracks, a project where Converse built a recording studio for musicians. Geoff Cottrell had some help from his good friend John Cohen. John Cohen is a man who is very well connected in the music industry. He's worked with Columbia Records and has done a lot in the industry, but he's probably most known for co-founding The Fader with Rob Stone. The Fader is a very well-known magazine that covers things like music and pop culture. They also have their own record label, which is where people took issue with Clairo. After the viral success of Pretty Girl, she signed to the Fader label, which made people think she had been with the label or abused her dad's connections to go viral. These accusations—
Hey, I have no problem with nepotism. You know what I mean? Like, abuse what you got.
Led to a ton of hate for Clairo for portraying herself as a DIY indie artist despite being backed by major labels. If you look at any Reddit post or YouTube video calling her plant, it's full of people saying they're disappointed and even some saying they don't want to listen to her music.
Dang.
These industry plant accusations clearly and understandably upset her, so she denied all of them. But in reality, despite all of the claims that were made, Pretty Girl was actually made for an EP that was released by an indie label called Father-Daughter Records. It was a song that was recorded on GarageBand with a very DIY music video that seemingly just caught the YouTube algorithm. On top of that, she signed after Pretty Girl went viral. She caught the attention of major labels like Capitol Records and Columbia Records, but decided to sign to an independent label ran by a family friend. The Fader label isn't even connected to any major labels aside from distribution. After signing to Fader, she has seen a ton of success and has multiple songs with hundreds of millions of plays. So I can understand why people may think she's a plant, but it does seem to me like her original blow up wasn't because of any label. I think she just got lucky with the YouTube algorithm. Sure, she may have had access to fancy equipment through her dad's wealth and worked with Converse Rubber Tracks, but she can clearly play an instrument and sing just fine without the help of any fancy equipment. Like I said, it was definitely easier.
I'm gonna say it's a no on the plan on her, but that's all we're gonna do today. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I don't know if y'all just heard anything I said, but let me know some other industry plans y'all want. And do y'all want to hear music by these people? Because we can watch some videos of music by these guys. Y'all just gotta let me know. I really am just kind of growing in my YouTube journey right now and trying to find stuff to react to until I get a camera, which then I'll try to vlog and do. If you were here from the beginning of my channel, I do other type of videos, bro. But like right now, we don't got nothing to do those extraordinary videos with. So just reactions for now. But until next time, man, I hope y'all enjoy these reactions. Next time.